Hi everyone, welcome back to Saheb Academy. Today in this third video of rectification of errors, we are going to only discuss about casting errors. So first let's understand what is the meaning of casting. See, it's really simple. Casting means to make a sum, to make a total, okay? So casting error means there is a mistake in totaling of something, okay? That's what a casting error is. Now you have to understand properly what is the effect of this casting error. See, what happens is, because of this casting error, what can happen? The total of an account, specific account, can be recorded more or less than what it actually is. For example, let's say there is a total, there are few items in one account, and if you add them up, then it becomes actually, 1000. Let's just say 1000, but you recorded it as 1400, more than what it actually is. So this scenario is called as overcasting. Yeah, you have recorded more than what it actually is. Overcasting. So tell me what you have to do. What is the rectification of this? Really simple, sir. We just have to reduce that 400. That's a mistake. Now we recorded more than what it actually is. It was 1000, but we recorded 1400. So it's really simple, sir. Just decrease that 400 in that account, and we have rectified the mistake of overcasting in that specific account, isn't it? Yes, that's common sense. Another scenario is the amount, the total is actually 1000, but while adding up you made a mistake and you recorded less. Yeah, you made a total which is less than what it actually is. Amount was 1000, let's say you recorded it as 800, 800. So what will happen? 800 means you have recorded less than what it actually is, and that scenario is called as undercasting. 1000, you recorded 800, so you recorded less by 200. So what is the rectification? Simple common sense you have to apply. It has been recorded less, sir, so what we have to do, we just have to increase that specific account. Yeah, we have to increase that specific account by that specific amount, 200. It has been undercasted by 200 now. 1800, it has been recorded at 800, so we have to increase that account, that specific account, by that differential amount, that 200. So we have rectified the mistake of undercasting. Is that clear? That's how simple this is. Fine. So now first let's understand one example of overcasting properly. Okay, so see here. Now let's say you purchase goods from 3 people: Sami 300, Nagesh 400, Harika 200 on credit, and you recorded those entries in the purchase book. Okay, and then what happened? While making the periodic total of the purchase book, you made a mistake. See here, 300 plus 400 plus 200, that's equal to 900. You added them up in the calculator, you got 900, but because of some carelessness, what did you do? You wrote 1900. You wrote one extra over there. Yeah, so that's a mistake. Which type of mistake is there? That's a casting error. Which casting error? Is it overcasting or undercasting? What is the meaning of overcasting? Read properly. Account is recorded more than what it actually is. It's actually 900. You recorded 1900. So this is called as overcasting. Is that clear? Yes. Now what will be the effect of this error, of your mistake, in the ledger accounts? You have to understand the effect properly. See here, in Sami, Nagesh and Harika, their account, these are your creditors, in their accounts, individual posting will go. You all know this, right? This 300 amount will go in Sami, 400 in Nagesh, 200 in Harika. So these postings are completely right. There is no mistake in these. Yeah, Sami is your creditor. You have purchased from Sami, so your liability to Sami has increased. Sami is liability account, yeah, which has credit balance. Sami account is increasing, yeah, Sami account credit because of purchases, 300. Yeah, that's how the posting has gone, and all of these are right. The problem is only in the total. The problem is only in the total. And where does the total go? Total goes to the purchase account, isn't it? Because this is purchase book, so total goes to purchase account. How does it go? See here, two sundries as per purchase book. Purchase account has debit balance. It has increased because purchases happened now. Purchase account has increased because of these purchases. Two sundries as per purchase book, 1900. This amount is wrong. This amount is wrong. So what is the interpretation of this? The interpretation is that the account is recorded more than what it actually is. It has been recorded more. By how much? By 1000, isn't it? Yes, it was supposed to be 900, but you have recorded 1900, 1000 extra. So that is called as overcasting. Is that clear? You understood the mistake properly? It has happened, the mistake has happened only in the specific account. Yeah, only in the specific account. Now let's see what will happen in trial balance. So see here, in trial balance, if you see Sami, Nagesh, Harika, yeah, these are your creditors. They have credit balance, right? So 300, 400, 200, okay? And then purchase has debit balance because it's an expense. So purchase 1900 in the debit column. So what will happen? What will happen? See here. What will happen? See this properly. On credit side, you have how much? 300 plus 200 plus 400, that's equal to 900. And on debit side, you have 1900. Yeah. So there is a mismatch over here. Debit is not equal to credit. Debit is not equal to credit. So what will happen? You all know the concept of suspense account. We have seen the complete concept of suspense account in the first video itself. If you don't know what suspense account is, please go back and watch that video, okay? We cannot waste time over here. Suspense account is really simple. We just make use of suspense account to make the trial balance equal, isn't it? So see here, 1900 is there on the debit side, and on the credit side we have only how much? 900. So the gap is how much? The gap on the credit side is of 1000. So that 1000 gap is filled by this suspense account. Is that clear? And then later we will review the accounts and we'll find where there is a mistake. And once we find the mistake, oh, in the purchase book we have written the wrong balance. Okay, let's rectify that with the suspense account. Now why with the suspense account? Because this is a specific mistake. This is a specific mistake. You will see here, there is no mistake in these ledger accounts. The only mistake is in the purchase account. So you have to make use of the suspense account. See properly, it's very simple. See the rectification entry, how the rectification entry will be passed. See, rectification entry. Suspense account debit 1000 to purchase account 1000. Now you wonder, sir, how to do this? How to pass this rectification entry? I told you what you have to do. Whenever you record something more than what it actually is, then what you have to do? Overcasting. In the example of overcasting, what you have to do? You just have to reduce. You have recorded more than what it actually is. It was 900 in this case, 900. You recorded 1900. So what you have to do? Simple common sense. You have to reduce purchases. You have to reduce purchases by 1000. Is that clear? So purchase account has which balance? Purchase account has which balance? It has debit balance, right? So to decrease the purchase account, what you have to do? To decrease the purchase account, you have to credit. Yeah, purchase is an expense. Yeah, debit balance. To decrease it, you have to credit. Is that clear? So to purchase account 1000. Clear? To purchase account 1000. But now you cannot have a handicap entry. Yeah, you cannot have a handicap entry. So you will fill the gap. You will complete the entry with the suspense account. Is that clear? So this is what you have to do. Clear? So this was the example of overcasting. Now let's discuss about the undercasting example. Undercasting is very simple. See here, in purchase book I have taken the same thing. Okay, Sami 300, Nagesh 400, Harika 200. But while adding it up, while making the sum, while making the periodic total, you made a mistake. You forgot to write the other zero. You were supposed to write 900, you wrote 90. You forgot one zero. So what is this? This is casting error. Which casting error? It is undercasting. You have recorded less than what it actually is. It's actually 900, but you wrote 90. Is that clear? Yes. So this is undercasting. Now what will be the effect in the ledger accounts? The same thing. The same thing will happen. But in the purchase account, what amount will go? Only 90 will go. Only 90 will go. Is that clear? Yes. I did not have the space over here, so I have not drawn up the ledger accounts over here. Directly we have the trial balance. So see the trial balance. So in trial balance, what will happen? Sami, same thing, 300. Okay, Nagesh 400, Harika 200. Okay, there is no mistake. There is no mistake in the creditors account because the mistake is there only in the periodic total. This periodic total goes to purchase account 90, right? So only in that ledger account there is a mistake. Okay, fine. So purchase will come at how much now? 90. Purchase will come in the trial balance at 90. So what is the position? On the credit side, you have 900, 300 plus 400 plus 200, that's 900. And on the debit, you have only 90, you have only 90. So the gap, the shortage on the debit side will be filled up by the suspense account, this temporary dummy account, okay, which has debit balance right now, okay. So then the trial balance will be equal. 900 is equal to 900, isn't it? How much is the shortage? See, it's really simple. 900 minus, on the debit you have only 90, so minus 90, that's equal to 810. So that 810 shortage will be filled up by the suspense account and trial balance is tallied. Is that clear? Now how will we pass the rectification entry? It's really simple. Yeah, it's just common sense. Common sense. You have recorded less than what it actually is. How much is it actually? 900. How much you have recorded? You have recorded 90. So the difference is of 810. So you have to increase the purchase account by 810, isn't it? Purchase account is less by how much? By 810 than what it actually is, right? So you have to increase the purchase account. Purchase account has debit balance. To increase the purchase account, you have to debit purchase account. Is there any doubt about that? No, not at all. Yeah. So see the rectification entry. Purchase account debit. You will debit the purchase account by 810, not 900, not 90. Understand, you have to see by how much it has been undercasted or overcasted, and that amount only you have to take. Okay, fine. So purchase account debit 810. I have increased the purchase account balance by 810 and made it to 900, isn't it? See here, purchase account was 90 in the books currently. Then what did you do? You pass this rectification entry, purchase account debit 810, so plus 810 in the books, purchase account balance became correct, 900. Yeah, that's the thing. Now this is a handicap entry. Yeah, just this much is a handicap entry. So this handicap entry must be made complete with the suspense account, because there is no other account which has been mistaken, or there is a mistake in any other account. There is no mistake in any other account. The only mistake is in purchase account. So you corrected the purchase account, yeah, by recording more balance in the purchase account, by debiting it. But then you cannot have a handicap entry. You have to complete the handicap entry with the suspense account, to suspense account 810. And understand, always remember this effect properly, okay? See, here in the trial balance, you had what? Credit balance of suspense. The shortage was there on the credit side. Yeah, in this overcasting example. So suspense account had which balance? It had credit balance. It had credit balance. Now in the rectification entry, what will happen to suspense account? Suspense account will get debited. Yeah, because this suspense account has to be cleared now. You all know that we have to empty the suspense account. We have to cancel, finish the suspense account. Yeah, and correct the errors. So here it had credit balance. To cancel that, yeah, to reverse that, to finish that off, you have to make an equal debit. Yeah, with lots of entries actually. So suspense account debit 1000. You see, here credit balance means suspense account will get debited. So if someone asks you, what was the balance of suspense account before this rectification entry, you have to say opposite. You have to say, okay, suspense account has been debited over here. So before this, suspense account had credit balance. Is that clear? If someone asks you what is the balance of suspense account, what was the balance of suspense account before rectification, you have to see in the entry, it has been debited over here. So think opposite. It had credit balance. Here debit now, it had credit balance. Is that clear? Yes. And then here also, see here, suspense account had which balance over here? Here we have debit balance in suspense account, in trial balance, right? And then in rectification entry, what will happen to this? It has to be cancelled now. So opposite thing will happen. See here, suspense account has debit balance over here. So in entry, it will get credited. It will get credited and suspense account will be finished off. So if someone asks you what is the balance of, what was the balance of suspense account before rectification, you have to see it has been credited over here in the entry, in the rectification entry. So in the trial balance, it must had opposite balance, that is debit balance. Is that clear? Yes, you understood this? Yes. So you should have all this interpretation, otherwise it's useless. If you just know the mechanics, how to do things, and you don't have any interpretation, then it's useless. Definitely this knowledge is useless to you. Okay, So these were the casting errors. I explained you the purchase book example, overcasting also, undercasting also. Now we are going to move on to the techniques, and we are going to see how you have to use the technique with all the books. It's really simple. This same effect will be happening in all the subsidiary books except the cash book. Cash book thing is little bit different. We'll also see that separately. Okay, let's move on to the technique now. Now see, the technique for casting errors is very simple. These are specific account mistakes. Okay, and here only one side will be affected and the other side will be completed with the suspense account. Yeah, you have seen just now in the previous overcasting and undercasting examples of purchase book. Fine. So there are two steps that you have to follow. The first step is that you have to see whether the account is overcasted or undercasted. If it is overcasted, then you have to reverse with that specific amount by the amount it has been overcasted. If it has been undercasted, if account has been undercasted less than what it actually is, then what you will do, you will increase that account. You will record more in that account. Okay, and you can only do this first step if you know the modern rules of debit and credit properly. You are able to classify each and everything into this dealer classification, know their balance, and you are able to apply the rules. Yeah, because see, overcasted means you have to decrease, undercasted means you have to record more, you have to increase. Yeah, that's the thing you have to do. Fine. And then as I said, the mistake will only be in specific one account, so the other side will be empty. Yeah, the entry will be handicapped. So to complete the entry, you have to use the suspense account. Yes, yes. So now let's start. Let's see all of this. See here, we have purchase book first, which affects the purchase account, which has debit balance. So when purchase account is overcast more than what it actually is, it has been recorded more than what it actually is. So what you have to do, you have to reverse, you have to decrease the purchase account. Purchase account has debit balance. To decrease that, you have to do opposite, you have to credit, isn't it? So purchase account will be credited. If you're crediting the purchase account and rectifying this mistake, then it will become handicap entry. Yeah, so you have to complete that with the suspense account debit. Is that clear? And then undercast is opposite. Undercast means what? It has been recorded less than what it actually is, right? Less than what it actually is. So what you have to do, you have to increase the purchase account. Yeah, so how will you increase? Purchase account has debit balance. To increase it, you have to debit the purchase account and then complete the entry, complete the handicap with the suspense account. Is that clear? Yes. Now let's move on to the sales book. Sales book means sales account. Yeah, the effect is in sales account, and sales account has credit balance. Okay, so if sales account is overcasted, then what you will do, you will decrease the sales account, because always remember, whenever there is overcast, you have to decrease. Whenever there is overcast, you have to decrease, you have to do reverse. Yeah, so sales account will be debited because sales has credit balance, and to decrease that you have to do opposite, so it will be debited, and then complete the handicap with suspense. And then see here, if sales is undercast, less than what it actually is, what you have to do, record more. Yeah, increase that account. So sales account you have to increase. Sales has credit balance. To increase, you have to credit to sales. Complete the handicap with suspense account debit to sales. Is that clear? Yes. Next you have purchase return book, which affects purchase return account, and this is opposite to purchase account, so it has credit balance. Okay, fine. Then if this account is overcasted, what you have to do, you have to reverse, you have to reduce, you have to decrease. So how will you decrease? By making a debit, isn't it? Purchase return account debit, you have decreased the purchase return account, and then suspense account to suspense account, complete the handicap. And if it is undercast, yeah, what you have to do, you have to increase the purchase return account, you have to give it more. Yeah, you have to increase it, record more. So it has credit balance. To increase it, I will have to credit it to purchase return, and then complete the handicap with suspense account debit to purchase return. Clear? Yes. Next we have sales return. Now see, sales return is what? It's opposite to sales, and it has debit balance. So to in overcast, to decrease the sales return, you have to do opposite, you have to credit to sales return, suspense account debit to sales return. Clear? Easy. Then what will happen? Undercast, less than what it actually is. Common sense. Undercast means you have to increase. It is under, you have to bring it up. Okay, so sales return account debit, you will debit the sales return account and increase it and complete the handicap with the suspense account to suspense account. Sales return account debit to suspense account. Clear? Yes. And then you have bills receivable book and bills payable book, right? So bills receivable is an asset, bills payable is a liability. Fine. So bills receivable account has debit balance and bills payable account has credit balance. Fine. Yes. Overcasting of bill receivable. What you will do? Simple. Bill receivable is an asset which has debit balance. So we have to reduce it because it's overcast. So I will credit that to bills receivable account. And the debit will be suspense account because, handicap. Fine. And then undercast. Now undercast means what? It is less than what it actually is. So you have to increase the bills receivable. So bills receivable account debit to suspense. Clear? You just have to understand whether it's overcast or undercast. Overcast means I will reduce. Undercast means I will increase. Is that clear? Yeah, that's the rectification. Overcast means actually what? More than what it's supposed to be. Undercast means less than what it's supposed to be. But the rectification is what? Overcast means reduce. Undercast means record more, increase. Is that clear? Yes. So you understood bills receivable account debit to suspense account. And then bills payable, which has credit balance. So decrease, you have to debit. Bills payable account debit to suspense account. Clear? Yes. And then undercast means less than what it actually is. So here what you have to do, you have to increase the bills payable. You have to increase the bills payable. Bills payable has credit balance. To increase, you have to credit. Suspense account debit to bills payable. All of these errors and everything in the rectification is dependent upon this. If you don't know this, if you are not good in classification in dealer, then believe me, you cannot do this. It will be very difficult for you. Okay. So you understood regarding this. It's very simple. You can directly go now and do the questions of casting errors. Now let's just see how you have to do with the cash book, because it's a little bit different in the cash book. Because in cash book, what is there? There are two sides: receipt side, payment side. Yeah, there is a debit side and there is a credit side. Okay, in the cash book. But here it's not like that. Here there's only one thing. Only one amount column is there in purchase book, sales book, purchase return book, sales return book, bills receivable, bills payable. Yeah, there is no debit and credit side in the books. Only the total is being affected. Okay. But there it's different. There is a debit and credit side. On one side you're getting the receipts and on one side you're making the payments. So two sides means this can be undercasted, overcasted. This also can be undercasted, overcasted. So the meaning of these two things are different. Yeah. If receipts is overcast, if receipts is undercast, the meaning is different. The payment side is overcast, payment side is undercast, the meaning is different. Okay. So let's see the technique that we have to apply in the case of cash book. Yeah. Let's move on to that. Now let's understand the technique that we have to follow if in case we have casting errors in the cash book. So let's take an example of the biggest cash book we have, triple column, cash bank discount, cash bank discount. Now understand the structure properly. Here we record all the receipts, that's the debit side, and here we record all the payment, that's the credit side. And whatever I'm going to say right now regarding the cash column, that exactly applies on the bank column. Is that clear? Yes, because cash and bank, they both have what? Debit balance. Yeah, they both have debit balance. And one more thing you should know, that cash columns and bank columns are there now, debit and credit columns. They are exactly equal to cash ledger account, bank ledger account. So whenever you're preparing the cash book with cash column and bank column, of course cash column will always be there, but if you're preparing with the bank column also, then you need not prepare separate ledger account for them, cash account and bank account. It will be duplication. Okay, and it's not prepared. Fine. But the discount columns are not like that. Discount columns, you have here, see, debit column and credit column, right? They are just columns over here. Okay, these are not equal to ledger accounts. Yeah, discount column on the debit side is not equal to discount allowed account. You have to prepare a separate T account, ledger account for discount allowed and discount received. Is that clear? Discount allowed is the discount we give to our customers, and discount received is the discount we get from our suppliers. So discount allowed is an expense, debit balance, discount received is an income, credit balance. Is that clear? Yes. So this was the structure of the cash book. Fine. Yes, and this is the receipt side, this is the payment side. Now you have to understand properly that debit side, this receipt side, this receipt side can be overcasted and undercasted, and payment side can also be overcasted or undercasted. But in case of discount received and discount allowed, there is no receipt and payment side. No. There is only discount allowed side and there is only discount received side. So you can say discount allowed is overcast or undercasted, or discount received is undercasted or overcasted. Okay, so the only problem is in the cash and bank columns because they have receipt and payment side. Fine, so you have to understand properly. See here, let's understand this. Yeah, so cash and bank account, receipt side. Okay, cash or bank account, receipt side. If receipt side is overcasted more than what it actually is, for example, if you add up, it's becoming 1000, but you have recorded 1200, you have recorded by 200 extra. So what you have to do, that extra you have to reduce. Yeah, overcasted means what? More than what it's supposed to be, right? You have recorded more than what it actually is. So what you have to do, simple common sense, you will decrease that 200, you will decrease the cash or bank account by 200, isn't it? I mean cash account, let's just say cash account. Yeah, cash account 200. So cash account has debit balance. To decrease it, I will credit, I will do opposite, yeah, to cash, and I will complete the handicap with the suspense account. You all know this logic, simple logic. And if the receipt side is undercast, that means what? It has been recorded less than what it actually is. For example, the cash total was actually the cash total was 1000. You recorded 600. You recorded less by 400. So what you have to do, simple common sense, you just have to increase the cash account. By 400. How will you increase? Cash account has debit balance. To increase that, I will debit that. Cash account debit. Complete the handicap with the suspense, to suspense. Because you all know in the casting error, these are one-sided. There will be a difference in the trial balance, and that you have to rectify. That is why the suspense account is coming into the picture over here. Yeah, I have explained that to you earlier in the first video also, and just now also, that we have to make use of the suspense account and clear the suspense account. Yeah, right. So you understood this receipt side, right? Cash or bank. Now come to the payment side. Now see, in the payment side, most of the people make the mistakes. See, it's really simple. Payment side acts against the balance you have in your drawer in the business, cash, and the balance in the bank account. Yeah, payment, when you pay, what happens to cash or bank balance? It falls now. If you have made payment of 1000, your cash in drawer will be decreased by 1000. If you make the through bank, if you pay through bank, then 1000 will be reduced from the bank. Yeah, so payment side acts against the balance of cash and bank. Yeah, is that clear? Common sense? Yes. So whenever the question says, understand, listen carefully, whenever the question says payment side is overcasted by 100 rupees, payment side is overcasted by 500 rupees, you have to see the effect of it. On the balance of cash and bank. Okay, so what will happen to the balance? If payment has been more, then balance will be less. Yeah, if payment is overcasted, that means balance, cash or bank balance, cash in the drawer or bank in the balance has been undercasted. Yeah, because see, receipt side is positively related to the balance of cash and bank. Whenever receipt increases, balance in the cash and bank increases. So whenever they say receipt side is overcast, that means balance is also overcast. Receipt side is undercast, balance is also undercast, because they have positive relation. Okay, they are positively related. But payment side is negatively related. See here, understand properly. Debit for cash and bank means plus, okay, and credit means minus. Clear? Yes. So whenever payment increases, balance falls. So that is why when the payments are overcasted, let's take an example. Let's see the payment side here. Here you recorded, let's say the actual balance is 1000, but you recorded 2000. So what will happen to your balance? Your balance will be less now. Whenever you will increase the payment, balance will be less. So that is why whenever payment side is overcasted, you have to think in your mind immediately, balance is undercast. Then I have to apply the treatment. Okay, balance is undercast. So that is why I will increase the cash or bank balance. Common sense here. Payment side is overcast. Think the effect on balance. Balance is undercast. So if balance is undercast, less than what it's supposed to be, then I will increase it. Cash or bank account debit. Yeah, cash and bank account, they have debit balance, so I will increase it by debiting them more. Okay, to suspense account. Is that clear? Understood? In case of undercast, if they say in the question payment side is undercast, immediately think the effect on the balance. Check the effect on the balance. It's opposite. If payment side is undercast, if you've recorded payments less than what they are actually, then what will be the effect on the balance? Balance will be overcast. Balance will be more. Yeah, in the accounting, the balance will be more. Balance will be more. So common sense is you have to reduce it. Okay, you have to reduce it. Is that clear? Yes. So let me just write that over here. Receipt side means positively related and payment side means negatively related. Okay, so payment side is undercast, balance is overcast. So what you have to do, balance is overcast means you have to reduce the balance. You have to reduce the balance. So credit the cash or bank account because they have debit balance now. So to decrease them, you have to credit. Suspense account debit to cash or bank account. Did you understand this? It's not difficult at all. Just check the effect on the balance. Whenever receipt side is overcast, they have positive relation. So balance is also overcast. Okay. When receipt side is undercast, balance is also undercast. But payment is negatively related. So whenever payment is overcast, balance is undercast. Payment side is undercast, balance is overcast. Okay. So what you have to do whenever it is overcast, undercast, what is the final step? Doing the opposite. If it is overcast, bring it down. If it is undercast, bring it up. Yeah, you have to do opposite. But you need to have first the effect on balance. Once you have the effect on balance, if you know the balance is undercast, simple bring it up. Yeah, simple bring it up. Is that clear? Yes. So that's it. Now then we have this discount allowed and discount received. So in case of discount allowed, this is an expense. It has debit balance. So whenever it is overcast, what you have to do? You just have to decrease it. Yeah, it has debit balance. To decrease it, you will credit that. Suspense account debit to discount allowed. Clear? And whenever it will be undercast, less than what it's supposed to be, then it means you have to increase. To increase, what you will do? It has debit balance. You will debit that. It will be increase. Complete the handicap with suspense. Okay, suspense account debit to discount allowed debit to suspense. And in discount received, this is income which has credit balance. Whenever it is more than what it's supposed to be, overcast, that means you have to decrease it. To decrease the discount received, what you have to do? You have to debit that. Discount received account debit to suspense account. Clear? Yes. And then if discount received is undercast, less than what it actually is, then what you have to do? You just have to credit the discount received and complete the handicap with suspense. Because discount received is an income, credit balance, you have to what? You have to increase. Yeah, it is undercast now. You have to increase the discount received. So you have to credit that. Suspense account debit to discount received. Is that clear? It was really simple. In these things, you just have to check the effect on the balance. Okay, if you know the balance, what has happened to the balance, then you can easily solve this. If payment side is overcast, that means what has happened to balance? Balance is undercast. So what you will do? You will increase the cash or bank account. Okay, and whenever payment side is undercast, then balance is overcast. So what you have to do? You have to use this entry. You have to decrease the cash or bank balance. Is that clear? It's really simple logic. It's not difficult at all. Okay, so now what are we going to do is, let's just see a couple of examples and then we'll finish this video. Okay, now here we have 10 examples of casting errors. Let's understand one by one how to solve this. The first one is, see here, the sales book has been totaled short by 100 rupees. So is it overcasting or undercasting? Short, they are saying short. So it is undercasting. Okay, so the sales book has been undercasted. So what we have to do? We have to do opposite. We have to increase the sales account, right? So how will you increase? Sales account has credit balance. To increase, you have to credit to sales and complete the handicap with the suspense account. Is that clear? Suspense account debit to sales account. Next transaction. Supplier account has been overcast by 225. Now understand, directly they have said overcast, so it's overcasting, fine. Now what is this? Supplier account. Supplier account means your creditor. This is your payable liability. Okay, so liability account has credit balance. So what you have to do now? It has been overcast. It is more than what it's supposed to be. So what you have to do? You have to reverse, isn't it? That was our trick. You remember or you forgot? Whenever you have overcast, you have to reverse. Whenever you have undercast, you have to record more. You have to increase. Yes. So supplier account is a creditor account, payable account, liability account. It has credit balance. What you have to do? You have to decrease it. Overcast means reverse, decrease it. So how will you decrease? You will debit the supplier account because supplier account has credit balance. When you will debit it, it will decrease. Supplier account debit 225. Complete the handicap with the suspense account. Fine. Next transaction. Purchase account was overcast by 10,000. Overcast more than what it's supposed to be. And purchase account has debit balance. What you have to do? Overcast means you have to reduce. Rectification is reducing whenever you have overcast. So to reduce the purchase account, what you have to do? You have to credit. Yes. So suspense account debit to purchase account 10,000. Yeah. Isn't it? Debit balance. To decrease, you have to credit and complete the handicap with suspense. Fine. And then we have, see here, sales return book added 900 short. Short means undercast, right? Sales return book, they said. So sales return book means which balance? Debit balance. What you have to do if it is undercast? You have to increase. Whenever it is undercast, you have to increase. So to increase, what you will do? You will debit it. Sales return account debit 900 because it has debit balance. To increase, you have to debit. Okay, complete the handicap with the suspense account. Clear? Yes, sales return account debit to suspense account 900. And then next transaction you have, see here, return outward book has been cast short. Short means undercast by 200. Return outward book means that, purchase return book. Okay, return inwards means sales return, customer is returning to us, and return outward means purchase return book, we are returning. Okay, return is going out. Return in means sales return, return out means purchase return. Is that clear? So purchase return, credit balance, yeah, it has been undercasted by 200. Undercasted means what you have to do? You have to increase. Isn't it? So how will you increase purchase return? It has credit balance. To increase, you have to credit to purchase return account 200. Complete the handicap with the suspense account. Clear? Easy? Yes. Now let's move on. Now the next transaction is, see here, receipt side of cash book was overcast by 200. Receipt side of cash book was overcast by 200. What you have to do? This is a cash book casting error. What you have to do? You have to check the effect on the balance, right? It is overcast, and here you have receipt. So receipt side and balance is positively related. Receipt side is overcast, that means balance is also overcast. Yes? Yeah. So if balance is overcast, what you will do? You will reduce it. What you will reduce? Cash account you will reduce. Okay, cash account you will reduce. So see, to cash account. To reduce the cash account, what you have to do, man? You have to credit now to cash account 200 and then complete the handicap with the suspense account. Is that clear? Did you understand? Yes. Next transaction. Discount total on credit side. Immediately you have to understand, you have to commit to your mind. Discount total on credit side. That means it is discount received. Yeah. Discount received. So it's an income which has credit balance. Off cash book was overcasted by 40. Overcasted means what you have to do now? You have to reduce. Discount received which has credit balance, you have to reduce it because it is overcasted. You all know overcast means reducing, yeah? Rectification for overcasting is reducing. Yes, you have to reduce. So how will you reduce? Simple. Discount received has credit balance. To reduce it, you have to debit that. You have to do opposite. Discount received account debit 40 to suspense account, the handicap. Fine. Let's see next transaction. Now again we have this transaction, see here. Yeah, this type of transaction, cash book casting error. Payment side of bank column was undercasted by 300. Understand, whenever you have cash book casting error related with cash and bank column, you always have to see the effect on balance, right? So payment side and the balance are negatively related, yeah? Was undercasted, they are saying. Payment side of bank column was undercasted. What is the effect on the balance? Balance is overcasted. If balance is overcasted, then what you have to do? What is the rectification for overcasting? Reducing. You have to reduce. So reduce the cash account. Bank account, because this is bank column they are talking about. So to bank account 300. Complete the handicap with the suspense account. See here. Payment side is undercast. Balance is overcast. If balance is overcast, what you have to do to the bank account? You have to reduce. Yeah. Rectification to overcasting is reducing. You have to reduce. So to bank account, you have credited and reduced the bank account and completed the handicap with the suspense account. Is that clear? Yes, we got it. Next we have ninth transaction. See here. payment side of cash column was overcasted by 500. Payment side and balance are negatively related. Payment side is overcasted, then balance column is undercasted. UC, balance is UC, undercasted, right? So if balance is undercasted, what you have to do, what is the rectification to undercasting? You have to increase, record more, increase, right? Take it up. So how will you increase that? To increase that, you have to debit the bank account. Yeah, bank account debit 500, complete the handicap with the suspense to suspense account 500. Is that clear? It's really easy, it's not difficult at all. Payment side is overcasted. What is the effect on balance? Balance is opposite, undercasted, because they are negatively related, right? Undercasted. If balance is undercasted, what you have to do? What is the rectification? You have to increase. Undercast means increase. Now you have to increase. So increase bank account by debiting it and then complete the handicap with the suspense. Clear? Yes. Next we have the last transaction. See here, discount total on debit side. On debit side, what does that mean? It means they are talking about discount allowed, an expense which has debit balance of cash book was overcasted by 50. Overcasting means what? It is more than what it actually is. So what you have to do? You have to reduce. Whenever you have overcasting, you have to reverse. Whenever you have undercasting, you have to record more. You have to increase. Is that clear? Yes. So discount allowed, overcasted. So what you have to do? You have to reduce the discount allowed account. Yeah. Discount allowed has debit balance. To reduce, you have to do opposite. You have to credit. Suspense account debit to discount allowed 50-50. Clear? So that's it. It's simple. It's not difficult at all. See here, suspense account debit to discount allowed. Discount allowed was credited, and that overcasting was rectified. Clear? So this is what you have to do. You have to be very careful with these, these transactions, because these are very simple. You already know. Yeah, it's simple. These are not difficult at all. Even the discount allowed and discount received, those are also simple. Those are direct. But here, whenever payment comes, payment side, or they can say credit side of bank column. Yeah, credit side of cash book, like that way also they can say. Yeah, see here, receipt side of cash book. Now they can also say debit side of cash book. Yeah, debit side of cash book means receipt side, credit side of cash book means payment side. Okay, so you have to be very logical in this and see things properly. Okay, so that's it for this video. I think you have complete command now on the casting errors. Just go and practice a lot, and believe me, you will master this topic, really, this chapter entirely.